Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Get Hired, how to find your next Salesforce job. It's been Easter, so I hope many of you have had a lovely time off with family and friends over the Easter holidays and probably just getting back into it this week. I know certainly our team at the Supermums recruitment team have been on and off over Easter, so we're just getting back into it too as well. So this week, Mel's just back from holiday in Lanzarote, aren't you? You've got a bit of tan, looking good. So just catching up with everything today. So Mel, do you want to tell us about what job roles the team are working on at the moment?
Yes, I've got 3 for today, actually. 2 are in the UK. I don't know if we're getting any US visitors at all, but one is a contract job for the US. So I'll start off with the UK. So it's a really nice Salesforce admin role. It is working, I'm not going to say who it's for, but it is working for a really well-known large charity. They've got quite a sizable Salesforce team, and they're looking for someone to join that team. And that person will need to have good communication skills, really good, strong stakeholder management skills, ideally come from a non-profit background and be familiar in using MPSP. There's a little bit of almost a little bit of a move into a BA type role here, because they do want somebody that's capable of gathering requirements, looking at those requirements, and ultimately managing them and providing a solution. But then all of the usual regular Salesforce duties that you would expect in terms of managing the platform. So, setting up new users, managing permissions, creating fields and objects, looking at dashboards and reports, and also getting involved with training some of the end users as well. Salary-wise, they're paying up to 40k. Their office is in London. It is a hybrid role, and their expectation is that people would visit the office a couple of times a week. But nice job, really nice role. The other UK one's a little bit different. It's kind of got a bit of a snazzy title, but it's head of digital, but it's really a cross between, I guess, a head of digital, somebody that has got good project management skills. So it's a small non-profit. They're an education-based non-profit. They've got a really small team around their Salesforce piece because they've recently gone through an implementation. So they do want someone that's going to come along and probably sit across both digital and the Salesforce team. But in terms of skills, or what they really want this role to do is to lead the design and the development of the Salesforce project. It's a tough one to explain, but they've got a learning platform that integrates into Salesforce. So it's how they can now develop that online portal learning platform within the Salesforce org, really, to get everything that they want out of it. So the ideal candidate will obviously have knowledge of Salesforce. They will probably have some project management skills and background, and have seen certainly an implementation from start to finish. Salary-wise, it's 50k, and it is a remote job.
Right. That's amazing, isn't it? That's a really good opportunity, like a step-up job from a Salesforce admin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. Really exciting. And I was like, it almost sounds like they could work for Supermums, like with the learning platform as well.
Absolutely.
Like, that's how we work at Supermums, is we have the learning platform as part of that. And that other role, is that suitable? The first role you talked about, is that suitable for beginners? For those
Yeah, I think that they would consider someone that was at entry level, provided they got the MPSP. That's quite a big piece for them. So yeah. So if there's any super mums, you normally go out and do some of our project work on a work placement, and a lot of the time you're using MPSP. So yeah, could work well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing, Mel. And have you got any top tips for us this week for people looking to?
I've got some top tips, yeah. So I think I've spent a few weeks now talking about CVs, talking about LinkedIn profiles, maybe even talking about interview hints and tips. So I guess today what I'd like to really go through a little bit more is that people that are listening to us, people that we're talking to, a lot of people are probably new to the ecosystem. So I guess I'd like to pull that together a little bit and talk about how to get a Salesforce job. As we know, the ecosystem is really, really exciting. It's a great place to be. Jobs are in demand, it pays really well, it offers lots and lots of flexibility, and that's why it's a really exciting opportunity. But it is a little bit tough to get into because you need to have a good knowledge of the Salesforce platform. So I think in terms of some tips, make sure that you understand Salesforce, what it is, what it does. I know it might sound really obvious, but particularly for people that have got a tech background. But Salesforce isn't just about people with a tech background. There's lots of people that pivot their career, but make sure that, you start to look at and understand the technical side of Salesforce as a user. You can find out lots of information through their website, YouTube channels, trailheads, supermoms. So yeah, understand Salesforce if you're looking at trying to get a job in the ecosystem. Start your training. Yeah, so we've got a fantastic training platform, which for me, even though I don't represent the training team, I do represent Supermums though, it stands out in the marketplace in that it's live training. It's not, here you go away and do it yourself. It's about a community. There are other things such as, Salesforce Trailheads, which can really give you a great start. And I would recommend that you go out and have a look at that. But ultimately, make sure that you get your training. And if you're the kind of person that, you like that community, you like the collaboration, then ultimately, Supermums is a great place to start. Salesforce is really about it. That is also a community. Yeah, so you need to join that community. I did say a couple of weeks ago when we were live around the LinkedIn profile piece about making sure that you're joining user groups, making sure that you're out there in the Trailblazer community. If you've done your training and you're now looking for that first job, be active on Twitter. Be active in Slack. There's loads of different ways of communication that you can get involved with through the Slack channels, and it's free. There's loads of other different groups, where you're a super mum trainee. We've got our alumni group. That's a great way to learn about opportunities. Clearly, certainly most people that are coming through the Salesforce program are there to get certified, and that's really important in terms of getting a job role. I think there's a real grey area because a lot of people that I talk to say, yeah, but I've got my cert. But every job that I apply for says I need 2 to 3 years experience. And I've touched on this before, if you've got your Salesforce certification, that really underpins the experience and the learning that you've had. If you can get some pro bono work, then that's fantastic. But actually, it's about utilising your past employment skills and looking at how transferable those skills are, whether that be communication skills, stakeholder management skills, whether it be something along the lines of organisation, planning. All of those things are really, really transferable into a Salesforce job, particularly an admin job. If you're looking at going straight into a consultancy job, certainly your communication, your stakeholder skills, have you been client facing before? They're all things. So for me, we place a lot of people, in fact, 40% of the placements that we make come from our Supermums community at entry level. And those people don't necessarily come to their first job with anything other than their certification and their training from us. So, organizations out there, they look beyond that Salesforce knowledge at what your past experience is. Try and get some Salesforce experience. I think one of the benefits of the Supermums course is that at the very end of it, you do get a work placement, which can be really, really beneficial. But actually, go out there and get some experience, because otherwise you can feel like you're in a bit of a chicken and egg scenario. Without any experience, I can't get a job, and so on. But there's other things that you can do. So look at some of your super badges. Do see if you can volunteer. See if you can pick up any real projects through, the Trailheads community. And then, have a think about what jobs you can get. Where are those jobs? Well, in terms of what we do, when I'm talking on a Friday afternoon about the job roles, I'm talking about job opportunities with end users. I'm talking about job opportunities with ISVs, independent software vendors. I'm talking about opportunities with consultancies. And I'm talking often about opportunities with non-profits. So there's loads and loads of opportunities out there. I would say that the biggest thing that people do need is to be resilient. Yeah. If you've invested your time in that training and you're looking for that first opportunity, just be resilient. If you go into it expecting to get some no's, then that's great. You know, we have people that we work with and that we place that ultimately, you know, they go out and interview and they get the very, very first job that they apply for. But we also have people that, you know, we're working with and maybe they've been out of 5 or 6 or 7 interviews for us before that job offer. So you do have to be resilient and just keep going at it. So hopefully there's a few hints and tips there in terms of pulling all of the things that we've spoken about together and actually driving those forward into that Salesforce ecosystem to get that first job.
Thanks, Mel. No, it's really, really important to share that. And I think also just to add to those elements around whether you land the first job or, you know, the third job, is of our Supermum trainees have gone through the programme. Some of the trainees who've been out of work for 13 years, 10 years, and didn't have a technical background, landed their first job at the first interview. So it isn't like, you know, the person to get the first job at the first interview isn't somebody who's got the most experience or most transferable skills in some instances. So never think, oh, I'm never going to get there. The reality is that how you show up and present and sell yourself is really important. And that's where the recruitment team really like prep you for the interview. That's why working with a recruiter is really valuable, because they know exactly what the employer is looking for and they know how to prep you for that. And Mel's team do a really great job at doing that. We really care at Supermums and go that extra mile to support you and support the CV and interview prep as well. So thank you to the whole recruitment team. You're doing an amazing job, and we're here to help you if you're looking for your next job opportunity. I have put in the description a link to our latest jobs, but also those jobs change daily with new ones coming in. So you can also sign up for our jobs bulletin on that page as well. So make sure that you register with us and register with our team, and we can start sort of we're on board you and the team can start working with you to see if we can help place you. We have jobs, don't we, in both the USA and UK predominantly.
And you know, from a recruiter's point of view, we don't just sit here waiting for that job to come in. So if we build up and you build up with us that really great relationship, then ultimately we like to go out, as we call it, to market and see what we can find for you. So that does mean that, you know, we will talk to lots of organisations about you and your background and your skills. And as Heather said earlier, you know, we really, really do care. And as I said, 40% of the placements that we make come from our Supermums community. And that's great, because there's that sort of almost that intermediary, if you like, between the employer and the candidate. There's that really nice piece that we do around understanding the job role, talking to the client very much about, would you take somebody at entry level? These are the kind of people that we've got. And we sounds terrible, doesn't it, say that we sell you, but we talk and we promote your transferable skills, which works really, really well. But of course, not forgetting that we don't just work at entry level. We place consultants, we place project managers, but it's the same process. It's about getting to understand you and your background and trying to go out there and find a suitable job. In my experience, having worked in recruitment a really long time, I would say that 75% of people don't leave a job. Yeah, they will leave the job, but they go and do a very similar job. You know, I've been in recruitment a really long time and I've never left recruitment, but what I have done is I've left an organization and its culture, or I've left a boss before. So it's about trying to find the right role that's got the right skill set and you have the right skill set for, but equally it's about trying to find the right culture for you to be able to thrive in and do well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, Mel, for the insight. As I say, we've always got lots of different jobs coming up. So if there wasn't one specific for you today, then do get in touch with us anyway. And I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and we shall see you same time next week, or hopefully not if you've got that job. Ultimately, we don't want to see you if you've landed a job. But we're here if you need us, and you can speak to our team anytime. All right, everyone. Thanks very much for joining us.
Okay,
Thank you for your lovely
care.
comments, everyone, as well. Really appreciate that feedback. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.